Welcome to the Holy Scriptures Explained channel. Today, we are going to look into the narrative of Lot. In view of this, I request that you support this channel by subscribing to this channel and liking this video. Also, give this video a thumbs up and turn on your notification bell icon. I urge you to stay with us till the end of this video as we explore the reason why the daughters of Lot lie down with their father. The first accounts of Lot in the Bible were recorded in the book of Genesis starting from chapter 11. Lot is a biblical figure whose story begins with so many uncertainties about his origin and meaning of his name. So many scholars suggest that his name might represent the idea of a covering veil. According to the Bible, after his father's death, Lot left all of the Chaldeans and traveled to Haran, accompanied by his grandfather Terah, his uncle Abraham, and Sarai. When Abraham left Haran after Terah's death, Lot followed him to Canaan. During a period of great famine in Canaan, Lot and Abraham went down to Egypt and settled there. However, after being deceived, the king of Egypt expelled Abraham and Sarai, which made Lot to return with them to Canaan. During this time, both Abraham and Lot prospered significantly as their flocks grew to the point where the region could no longer accommodate both of them. This led to a great dispute between their shepherds. Abraham is known by his obedience and trust in God's promises, which is reflected in how he conducts his life. His faith guides his choices, becoming a notable example of someone who places divine will above earthly interests. It is very essential that we record the episode of the three mysterious visitors in Mamre. One day, Abraham was seated at the entrance of his tent under the oak trees of Mamre when he suddenly perceived the presence of three men before him. Abraham prostrated before these three men in reverence before them. At this moment, he demonstrated remarkable hospitality, thus inviting them to stay and rest, while offering water to wash their feet and food to restore their strength. During this encounter, Abraham and Sarah received surprising and transformative news. One of the visitors revealed that at the same time next year, Sarah, though already old, would have a child. This divine promise aligns with the earlier one, in which God had assured Abraham of a numerous offspring, compared to the stars in the sky. The story of the visit in Mamre not only highlights Abraham's exemplary hospitality, but it also reveals the intimate and personal nature of the relationship between God and his faithful servant. On the other hand, Lot seemed to be increasingly influenced by the temptations of the material world, and he was greatly enticed by seemingly prosperous opportunities. For these reasons, Abraham and Lot decided to part ways. At the time of their separation, Abraham generously allowed Lot to choose the land he would occupy first. Abraham's decision to separate from Lot, seeking to preserve harmony and avoid conflicts, emphasizes the spiritual maturity of this patriarch, who values peace and communion with God above material disputes. Lot chose the lush plains of the Jordan towards the Dead Sea, near Sodom. He was drawn by the beauty and fertility of the region, allowing himself to be influenced by purely material considerations. This decision, though understandable from a human perspective, highlights Lot's vulnerability to the allurements of the world, in contrast to Abraham's spiritual steadfastness. After the separation, Lot settled in Sodom, where he quickly became involved in local affairs and seemed to have attained a prominent social position. However, the Bible describes the inhabitants of Sodom as extremely wicked, a situation that deeply troubled Lot. While Lot was in Sodom, a great battle occurred in which the kings of Mesopotamia defeated the cities of Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zeboim, and Zor. In this conflict, all of Sodom's possessions were plundered, and many inhabitants, including Lot, were captured. Upon learning of the incident, Abraham organized a rescue force that in a nighttime battle defeated the enemy army and recovered Lot's belongings. The narrative continues with the visitation of angels to Sodom, a city immersed in chaos and perversion. The Lord declares his intention to investigate the sins of Sodom, revealing his justice and rejection of iniquity. However, faced with such disappointment, God decides to destroy the city. The narrative highlights the depravity of the inhabitants of Sodom, evident in how they received the angels of the Lord. The sinful behavior of the men in the city, desiring to engage in sexual relations with the angels, was one of the main reasons for the city's destruction. During this tumult, Lot tried to calm the situation in a controversial manner by offering his daughters to the men of the city. At this moment, the Bible delves into Abraham's courageous intercession before the Lord, revealing a genuine quest for understanding and divine justice. Aware of the imminent destruction of Sodom, Abraham dares to question God about the possibility of sparing the righteous along with the wicked. Psalm 86 verse 15 expresses this context by stating, "But you, Lord, are a compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness." This declaration highlights God's willingness to listen to the pleas of his servants and his readiness to act with compassion in response to fervent intercessions. Before the destruction of Sodom, Lot and his family were rescued by two angels sent by the Lord. Faced with the insistence of the inhabitants of Sodom to capture the angels, they afflicted the men with blindness. The angels then commanded Lot to take his family out of the condemned city. Lot hesitated, requiring the angels to forcefully lead him out of the city. During the escape, the family was warned not to look back. However, Lot's wife disobeyed this order and was transformed into a pillar of salt. This dramatic transformation serves as a representation of the consequences when we disregard divine guidance. Lot, though spared from imminent destruction, is not exempt from the moral consequences of his decisions. His choice to dwell near Sodom exposed his family to a corrosive environment, revealing his struggle to maintain moral integrity amidst surrounding corruption. After leaving Sodom, Lot and his two daughters sought refuge in a small city, fearing for their lives. They took refuge in a cave in a mountainous region, demonstrating hesitation to fully trust in God's plan. Lot's choice to take refuge in a cave represents, in a way, the human tendency to seek isolation in the face of adversity. It was in this place that a terrible event occurred, causing Lot's daughters to fear for their safety. Worried about preserving the family's lineage, feeling isolated and without prospects of finding husbands, Lot's daughters devised a plan. These daughters of Lot intoxicated their father. Each lay with Lot on successful nights, seeking to generate offspring from this incestuous union. From this union, Moab and Ben-Ammi were born, giving rise to the nations of the Moabites and Ammonites, respectively. These peoples caused various problems for the Israelites throughout biblical history. It is uncertain whether he managed to rebuild his life or if he ended his days in the cave in the mountains, where the events with his daughters took place. The narrative of Sodom and Gomorrah underscores the importance of making ethical decisions even in the face of adverse cultural pressures. Share your thoughts in the comment section and send this video to your friends and family. Meanwhile, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, go ahead to smash on subscribe button below. Give this video a thumbs up, like it and comment down below. May God bless you. See you soon.